told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Welcome to the Journey of Life podcast powered by Zozo the brand. If improving yourself, elevating and educating yourself is part of your life's goals, this is the podcast for you. I'm your host, Tendaishe Monalissa. Feel free to follow me on Instagram at Tendaishe Monalissa and follow the podcast on Instagram at Jolpodcast. Today we are going to continue the Debrecen Diaries, and as per tradition, we have a special guest host. And yes, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, please feel free to introduce yourself. We have a Zimbabwean brother here.
Okay, my name is Tino Elisha Chinoira. I am studying electrical engineering in my third year now, final year. Yes.
Do you want to give the people more details? A relationship status?
Our relationship status right now is
the streets or not?
It's a bit complicated, but I'm joking. I'm very single, Yeah.
Single and searching or single and mingling? Just single.
Single. It depends who's asking.
Oh, okay.
It depends who's asking.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much, Tino, for coming. I think I've known you for how many years? A couple of years now. Actually, we met here in Debrecen, of course, and you're like a brother to me. So I'm really excited that you're here. Like I have my blacklist of people that I want to come onto the podcast, that you're on there, So I'm happy that I get to take that, and people get to hear what you have to say and your opinions and things like that. Yeah. So I know that you're part of like the rugby club. Is what,
Yes.
DEAC or
DEAC.
DEAC, exactly. So guys, for the education segment, Tino is going to share with us like some information for those of you guys who are interested in rugby as a sport or as like a hobby or pastime activity. It's important, to keep active while you're in uni, do something that will be good for your body and good for your mind. So how can one join?
Okay, so with our rugby team is pretty much you just have to show up at our trainings. So during the semester, we train on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays from 7 p.m. to about 9 p.m. And, just show up. The coach is willing to, welcome anyone. And the teammates, we love new members. That's what we're looking for, especially now because a couple of our players have graduated. So we actually need new players in the coming semester, and we would love anyone to join, male or female. There's actually a female team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're trying to build that up again. It used to be there, but most of the people also left.
I see.
And but it's there. It's there. There's actually a female league in Hungary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, proper
I know that like for us Southern Africans, rugby is such a thing. So I think it's very interesting that it's a thing here. I never thought.
It's very interesting. Like the female league is, I would love to say, a bit more organized than the men's league. They have nice outings. The other teams, they go to places. They go to Instagram. Instagram hosts a lot of female tournaments.
Okay.
Yeah, and Budapest. So, if you're a girl trying to see Hungary, also keep fit, it's a nice place to come. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. So, like for you to be part of like the rugby team, is there any like requirements? I always wondered, like, do you have to be a certain height or a certain weight or I don't know, a certain level of fitness,
So if you're joining as a beginner, the first thing you need to do is just to come. Whatever you look like, whatever height you are, whatever what we really need is the passion, the commitment. You come to training and we will teach you how to play rugby. That's the most important part. Second part is you can join the gym and bulk up and, get bigger if you want. But I think the most important thing for me is fitness. You need to be fit, both mentally and physically, because it's quite a draining sport, You get tired and you need the mental strength to keep going on. So I think the requirement I would say is fitness. Yeah, but we can always build that. Yeah, we can always build that with you. But right now, there are specific positions I would like to shout out. You need a prop.
So what is...
A prop is the big boys, the really big boys.
Okay.
Yeah, we would appreciate if any big boy would come and it will help.
So could you describe a little bit like what a team looks like, who does what, maybe
Okay.
paint a picture.
So for myself, I play in the backs. Those are the faster, more agile guys. I joined DEAC rugby 2.5 years ago, and I've played almost 4 or 5 different positions in the backs. So the backs generally are so to speak, the attackers of the team. The fast guys, the agile guys, the guys who do all the fancy stuff you see on TV. Those are the backs.
The ones who are like skirting and
exactly.
what.
So most of the time, those guys are not as big. You can
need
still
to be
big.
faster.
You need to be fast. You need to be agile. You need to be able to, stop and go really fast. Your skill level needs to be good. You need to be able to kick. Your endurance needs to be crazy. Then there's the forwards. The forwards are the big boys now.
Okay.
Those guys, they need to be fit, yes, but they need more strength. Personally, I think their job is harder than our job because they do all the pushing. So all those things you see in rugby, people lifting each other, people pushing and scrums, those are the forwards, the big boys. And like usually in our team, our forwards are pretty big. They could weigh between 80 and 110 kgs.
Oh, wow.
They are big boys, most of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, then as the backs, you can weigh, I would advise between 60 and like 85, because if you get a bit too heavy now, you're not as agile as you need to be. Yeah, and also if anyone is scared of joining us, the level of rugby here in Hungary it's not as intense as you would see on TV.
Okay.
So it's nothing to be scared of. Yeah. And like the general atmosphere of the team is vibes. We are here for vibes because we're all students, by the way. We're all students. We have, I think, 2 fathers, Alessandro and Zoltan. They're fathers of 4 families. And, the rest of us are students. So it's just vibes. After games, we go out.
Hang out together.
Grab beers and, great vibes. So
nice.
You can join.
Now I want to join. And I always enjoy like watching you guys, the support and everything, the morale. It's really looks like so much fun, even to just watch as well.
And after some time, these people that you play rugby with become your family almost. So even on the pitch, like when you're playing, like for me, my new position, I run a lot. So sometimes I get really, really tired. Then I remember my boy there, my brother there is fighting for me. I need to also do the same for him.
Yeah.
It gives you a sense of family. It's really nice.
Wow, teamwork,
and we do barbecue sometimes. So those who like meat,
join us.
Join us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, now this sounds like some information I should have known, because then I would have shown up a bit more for the vibes for sure.
The vibes are immaculate. Always.
Yeah. What do you feel like you've benefited from this tenure on the rugby team so far?
For me, it's mainly the mental aspect of things. I'm a sports person by nature.
Okay.
So like in high school, I actually, in primary school I played rugby. In high school I played field hockey.
Okay.
And then when I came here, there was no field hockey, so rugby was the only option. And I feel like being active in terms of fitness, makes me calm, gives me peace of mind. So whenever I'm playing a rugby game and I'm training, being fit makes me calm. The other benefits are, rugby sort of forces you to stay fit, even your strength. You have to go to the gym. You can't just be, relaxing and chilling at home. You have to somewhat do fitness, even if it means you're walking to the shops 5 times. You have to somewhat stay fit, and it just feels good to be fit. So for me, the main benefit is the mental and physical fitness of it. And yeah, and also networking. Rugby is a diverse pool of people. People doing engineering, doctors, we've got people doing business, so your network is, it's broad. If you need, like the one time I was applying for my residence permit and I needed someone just to translate a document for me. There are Hungarian speakers in there.
Exactly.
They know where to get this and that. It's beneficial.
Yeah.
It's as good as that Facebook group, where people are asking you questions. Just drop a question in the rugby group. Someone will answer you.
And someone you even know, like personally as
Someone
well.
you know personally will even say, "Can we meet up by so we can go together?" It's a nice family setup.
Yeah, that's actually like I can definitely relate to what you're saying, how that kind of community can actually be really like beneficial to you. You never know who you're going to meet and build that like relationship with, that will be, the person who will link you to opportunities and things like that. So joining different communities to do different things is beneficial even for your career. Maybe it might not be like, okay, the rugby thing, but like you said, there's people doing different things. Maybe they'll hook you up. They'll hook you up with a person they know. They'll hook you up with a job, with an opportunity.
Exactly.
So, and like you said, you get to travel too, which is pretty awesome, I think.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Like I've seen, I think the most beautiful place I've been was Esztergom.
It's called what?
Esztergom.
Esztergom.
Yeah, it's by the border with Slovakia. Yeah, and one time during the night, we went across the bridge. So it's like it's by the river. So we went across the bridge to Slovakia or Slovenia, one of the two. And there's this big cathedral, like it's massive and it's beautiful. I'm into like historical buildings, so for me too. That was such a nice sight to see. Yeah, it's pretty down there.
Oh wow! So do you feel like there's any like prejudice or any racial discrimination in the competitions or things like this?
Funny you should ask. So we won an award that said most I think diverse team. In other words, we were just the team with the most black people.
Yep. You met that diversity quota.
And for me, like, it was weird. Like, why is that even a thing? But anyways, amongst the team, like, no, there's no any form of prejudice or racism amongst us. But when we play games, we can feel it because, like, the officiating usually is never on our side. We have to. It's something I've dealt with since the first game I played for DEAC rugby, and it was worse then because we were in the first league, League One, and those games are harder. So imagine you're playing a hard game already, and the ref is not on your side. You're fighting 2 battles already. But now at least it's easier because when Division 2, the competition is not as hard, and we are the best in that league. So, the ref can still cheat and whatever, but we'll still win.
You overcome.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel it's because they take advantage that we don't speak Hungarian, but they don't know that we have secret weapons. Our manager Nabi speaks fluent Hungarian, so he'll be understanding. One game last season, things got a bit
does it get rowdy?
It got a bit Not a bit, actually, very violent.
Oh wow.
There was a weird call by the ref, and sports, people are trying to win.
Yeah,
It
of
was
course.
a tight game.
Mm-hmm.
People are trying to win. People get emotional and everything. And this one Hungarian guy, I don't know what he said, but all the black guys just heard Africa, and all of us were like, "What? What did you say?"
Yeah.
I saw the smallest people in
Ooh.
my team trying to rough up people. I was like, "Yo, that's crazy."
Mm.
But yeah, we do once in a while, but generally, not really.
And do
Not
you
yet.
feel like it's improving now that you guys as a diverse team and you're competing more and other teams are seeing like this kind of diverse team? It's I guess desensitizing people to this idea that, we're only this, I don't know, race of people, we're only playing amongst ourselves.
Yes, I think it is. I've seen the improvement. They're very much more open to us now.
Mm-hmm.
Very much more open. And this is just the officials, by the way. The other teams, they're cool with us. Like we
Mm-hmm.
have, in League One, we actually have like two teams that are always supporting us. Bulldogs and Esteban. Whenever we play, obviously
Mm-hmm.
not against them, against other teams, they're always supporting us.
Oh, that's lovely.
After games, they give us palenka, they give us vodka,
Of course, alcohol.
they give us beers.
Oh, that's
It's
nice
good
though.
vibes.
Mm-hmm.
General, the other teams, I think they've accepted us very well.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is really nice. Well, thank you so much. I hope that if there's any girl or guy interested in, rugby,
Oh,
there's so many
I
benefits.
forgot one last benefit.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're a registered member, so before you get to play for the actual team, like games,
Mm-hmm.
you need to get registered. So you need to do medicals
Mm-hmm.
and get like the registration. Once you
Okay.
become a registered player, you get a discount at Unifit.
Oh,
Before
nice.
Cutler closed down, it was Cutler and Unifit, but now it's Unifit. So all the guys who want to go to gym, come register and get your discount.
There you go.
It's a crazy discount.
Yeah,
Bro.
because gyms are expensive
It's
these
a
days.
crazy discount. So
Gyms are actually pricey these days.
yeah.
Wow, I wish I knew. But do you have to be like a student for you to be part of the rugby team?
No, anybody can play.
Okay, nice.
So ideally, our team is actually like Debrecen's rugby team,
I
but it's
see.
just under the school.
Uh-huh.
So anyone who wants to join, like we've been trying to reach out to the Hungarians more to join us. We have two guys in high school who play for us.
Okay.
And then the two fathers I mentioned, anyone can join. We're actually looking more for people who are not students.
I
That
see.
would help us actually.
I see.
Because with students, like the hardest times in the season are exam period.
I see.
Imagine you've got exams next week and you've got a game on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get used to it.
Ah, wow. Well, thank you for that. That's it, guys, for the education segment. You got to learn about, if you want to join the DEAC rugby team, you can definitely join. There's so many benefits to your fitness, to your mental health. Like you can network and get opportunities, travel and see, the beauty of Hungary, you name it.
Yes.
Yeah. So now we move on to the sweet parts where we just get to chill out, be ourselves, just vibes in, inshallah.
Yeah, the fun part.
Yeah, the fun part, man, the fun
Yeah.
part. I thought, like, I think when I was thinking about like what I would talk about with you, because I always try to curate, our discussion based on the person's personality and what I know that they're about. And what I know about you is you're pretty like outgoing and, social person.
Yeah.
I think you're a people person, man of the people. Man of the people, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
And yeah, actually, I think you're the second person
That's
from
me.
Zimbabwe on the podcast.
Okay.
So I think the only other person who's been on is Chido. So it's so nice to actually also speak in Shona a little bit. I'm Shona, and I'm sure you're Shona too, right? Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, my first question for you, if you were to compare Debrecen versus Budapest,
Oh, okay.
please don't give us the generic. Oh, Debrecen is this, Debrecen is that. It's like,
I won't lie, because of the person I am,
mm-hmm,
coming to Debrecen was good for me. Like you said, I'm very outgoing. I like being outside. I like, meeting people, and
mm-hmm,
here is very nice because it's not as vibrant as Budapest.
yeah,
And most of this I credited to COVID. I was here before COVID, and
mm-hmm,
like the Debrecen has changed, definitely. It
yeah,
has
that's
changed.
true.
I don't know if it's the new people or the people who left, whatever it is. Debrecen has definitely
For the
changed.
better or worse, in your experience? Because some people they're having a ball in the city.
I don't have a bone with the city, actually. I don't dislike Debrecen. I
Mm-hmm.
just think Budapest is better.
Okay,
You
fair
know,
enough.
because firstly, there's more to do in Budapest.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Activities wise,
Entertainment,
there's more
everything.
things to buy, more shops. There's more everything in Budapest.
That's so true. More people,
More
more
people,
everything.
diversity. But here as a student, it might be good for you.
Yeah.
Might be, especially like if you're coming from a country without a big community.
Mm-hmm.
Debrecen is quite nice. It's quite a nice place to meet new people because
Mm.
predominantly we're students. The people you just see walking outside in Debrecen most of the times are students.
Mm.
Every corner you're gonna see a couple of students, and especially during summer, people are nice, man. You go to
Yeah.
the park, like if you go to the park and I see you looking confused,
I'll help
I
you
will
out.
call you.
Mm-hmm.
Come join us.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Yeah.
That's the beauty about Debrecen. But Budapest is just big. Every time I go to Budapest, I go to the clubs, and I can't say clubbing here can compare.
Compare.
Not
No.
even in the slightest
No.
meaning of the word
No.
compare. The difference is in Budapest, you don't have to be a vibe. The vibes are just
It's
there.
there. That's true.
You get lost in the sauce in
This is
Budapest.
why I feel like if I studied in Budapest, I do not know
Exactly.
where
It'll be a
woo,
disaster. Like for
yeah,
me,
honestly, because I think I'm also like a social outgoing person. Like I
yeah,
like to do outdoor activities.
exactly.
I like to socialize with people, and the more of that there is, like it's just the more distractions I have. And personally, I would rather do that than study.
Yes. Then do
So
anything serious.
yeah.
I'd rather go out with my friends and even shop for groceries, man. Like it's just vibes.
There you go.
Nothing
We're just
serious.
trying to vibe out there in this world.
Nothing serious. So yeah. But Debrecen is I think Debrecen is pretty. It's a
It's
beautiful little
beautiful.
city,
I keep telling my
I
friends
think.
that like if I could live in a place like Debrecen and just change the demographic of people, I would
I
love to
would
stay
want
in
to.
this city.
I
But I
would
think
want to.
for me, what I no longer resonate with in the city is the demographic of people.
Uh-huh.
They are no longer relatable to where I am now, like mentally and in life. So it's not that fulfilling anymore because,
Yeah.
I don't look forward to finding, making new people, especially as a person who's like a social person
Yeah.
and a people person, to finding new people to fulfill that part of me that grows me. I don't feel like I can still grow as a person in this city.
You would be the one causing people to grow
Yeah,
if you were to do that,
exactly. Which I'm happy to do right now, through this podcast and through
Yeah.
sharing my experience. But I also want to grow as a person, so I also want to be in an environment
Yeah.
that grows me as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of chills, and okay, we say Budapest is a vibe. Like
Uh,
Debrecen has its own vibe. I feel like back then, like, before you even came,
it was different.
it yeah, like it's so funny to see how the vibes have changed because back then, like for us, it used to be like chills, like house parties was such a thing. Like there was such a big thing, and the best parties were house parties back then, you know. And then now I've just before COVID, the transition was now, all this Eli,
Yeah,
Miami,
Miami
and
vibe.
those places were really popping for quite a bit. And then now after COVID, I'm seeing all the new like entertainers as well, and I'm glad to see like the student resurgence like also taking over
Yeah,
entertainment in Debrecen
yeah.
again, because there were people from back then as well who used to
We
do
used to
that.
do
So we
that.
really thought, especially I think unfortunately after the passing of Jesse, because he was a really big part, of entertainment in the
People
city.
was
Like
dead.
we knew, like the stuff man is coming with all the vibes and everything. Like God
Yeah,
rest his soul. Like I really wondered how things were going to be after him.
yeah.
But it's nice to see all, party with Ivo, Black Dogs,
They're holding it
Kobe.
down.
eh, Like, yeah, I can't wait to have those guys and hear, their perspectives. All these
Yeah,
like DJs also coming up.
yeah.
Because I remember back then, I think when I came, because these people were way older, like I used to actually think that they were like DJs. I didn't think that they were students.
First time I met Lambo, I thought he was like an
he,
actual DJ.
yeah, like he
And then I'm like,
came.
he's a student. I was like, oh.
Really, I'm telling you, like exactly. That's how I
And
was back
Miami was
then.
crazy because like you'd go
Ah, it
there,
was lit.
it's like 10, and then around 1 you just see him walking with his DJ dick and you're like, it's
It's
about
about
to
to
go
go
down.
down.
It's crazy.
Oh, bruh. Yeah, some really lit times actually. I had so much fun,
Crazy,
man. In
crazy.
Debrecen, I had my fair share. I won't even cap.
Nah,
But what would you say? I mean, outside of Zimbabwean people, of course.
yeah.
What is the best demographic of people to party with?
Ugandans.
I feel like Ugandans will get you drunk.
Besides that,
East Africans, you
besides
people, the
that,
way you drink. Hey,
no, Ugandans might be wrong. I mean, East Africans in general.
their
When they
vibe.
go out, they know
It,
what they're going for.
yes, to
They're
have a
not
good
going
time,
for,
to flex
they're just going for vibes. Whether they're drunk, sober, high, East
vibes,
Africans have vibes. Some
vibes.
of the people I ask, if there's a party here, the people I ask, are you going out? Are you Ugandans? If they
Mm.
say yes,
Then
then
you're
I'm
out.
outside.
You're out.
Then I'm outside.
You're out.
Ugandans,
I definitely agree. Like
Ugandans are
Ugandans are
vibes, man.
lit.
I think
Like
they're like the South Africans of East Africa.
just vibes. That's
Just
so true.
vibes, man.
Because I feel like I've at least had some experience in different like communities,
Yeah.
but I think my most experience naturally because they're the bigger demographic, especially for a long time. I think before more communities started to grow in numbers, is Nigerians, of
Nigerians,
course,
yeah.
and I think because they're so much in numbers,
Yeah.
there's also different communities of the
Exactly. Within
Nigerians,
the
like with
Nigerian
different vibes,
communities, yeah.
exactly. But I think my vibe, like I'm a person, like I want to vibe, like I
Yeah.
want to have a good time, let's dance, let's what. So I feel like naturally those are also the people that I think I've gravitated towards and attracted as well. So
Even
I
me.
tend to have a good time.
Even
But I
me.
think there's definitely the whole, oh, we're just here to flex vibe as well, which I think for us it's not a thing. Like we want to party, we just want to party. It's not,
Like in winter,
we're not
guys,
about
if
the
you're leaving
flex.
your house and it's minus 10 degrees, what are you going to flex for? Let's go have fun. I could be
Yeah.
in my bed sleeping. Let's go have
Like
fun.
if I don't have, I think that's another thing for me that has killed, like, let's say partying here for me. Like
Mhm.
sometimes I'm just like, have I outgrown like going out to party? And then I leave the country or I leave the city and I'm like, I'm lit. And then
You
I
can.
realized that no, I've outgrown the demographic of people. You get what I'm saying? So I think one, obviously, like partying with people that are not my age mates, it's different. Because I think what we like and what we tend to enjoy, even like music wise, is
It's so
different.
different.
So for me, like what you guys are vibing to, I'm just like, no, it's not it for me.
Like for me, I'm trying to one beef I have though with partying here
Mm,
is the music. Sometimes, guys, I
okay.
just want to hear like that 2005 hip hop guys. You know,
For,
like I'm a big Young Thug fan, right?
mm,
And he started popping in 2016.
mm.
I'm not trying to hear him when I go to the club, though.
For
I'm
me,
trying to hear old Kanye West. Lil Wayne, those old
Old
hip hop,
jams, because they still hit, because it's
they
good
slap. They
music.
slap.
Like for me, like this is why I say, like, I think this is what's difficult about sometimes like partying in Debrecen, because obviously like the demographic of people, it's like Gen Z and Gen what Alpha, I don't know, whatever.
Those
Like
10 whatever.
their music and their what is different from, like, for me, I'm a millennial, you know what I mean? So like I can't vibe to that. It's not entertaining for me. I'm not having a good time. And for me, if I come out, like, if the music is not good, then what's the point? We just came here to drink. I can go
drink at
to a
home.
pub and drink and have a different kind of vibe. You get what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
can go to Sadaka and chill and just have drinks and chill out with friends. But like if I'm coming to a setting where there's supposed to be music and dancing, then the music has to hit.
That's
Like
true.
and for me, I don't even mind listening to different kinds of music. Like in that same night, it can be Amapiano, Afro beats, like jam after jam. I think when I go out, that's what I want to hear. Every single song that is a jam.
I always laugh with my friend Craig.
Mm.
I'm trying to Shazam in the club. You're dancing there with your friends, and then you pull out your phone and you hit the stank face. You're like, this is a song. Then you pull out Shazam. I'm not trying to listen to the stuff I listen to in the shower every day. I'm trying to be put on good music. Yeah, but
so I don't know how I feel about that. Like I feel like if you're gonna put me on, like it has to be good.
the thing is, there's so many good songs out there, but like we have trained our brains to want to hear the things we know. Like if you go partying in not even Budapest, like other countries, if they play their local music, you won't be understanding anything. But it sounds so good.
It's good, yeah.
And you're vibing there. And I'm not even trying to listen to hip hop or American music all the time. Put me onto some Spanish, Latino, whatever. As long as it's good music.
This is the thing. I think this is my taste in music.
Put
I
me
like a
on.
good song. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't have a genre.
Put me
I
on.
just like a good song. But yeah, sometimes I'm just like, come on, like I don't want to listen to this and then listen. Yeah, so I cannot enjoy, because I'm not like an EDM kind of person, or my that's not for me.
For me, I need to be borderline blackout drinking that, like, on the verge. One more shot can take me over the edge.
For you to vibe to that. So all these, like, I think Hungarian parties, it's like, it's I cannot get on it. Like I can never enjoy myself to that. It's so rough. I'm just like, I would rather be home right now than listen to this. Like I cannot get on it.
And you need to be
wave
you need to be on,
fam. You need to be lights out,
borderline, just
lights
autopilot.
out. And no, I'm not about that.
Yeah, but I think you said a very good point about the demographic of people who go out now. Like they're just a lot younger, and
we can't relate.
Like the music, there was someone, this day haunts me. This happened in 2021. We were at a house party, and I just wanted to hear old Tiger. I like Tiger, old Tiger. I played the motto, the one with Drake, Lil Wayne, and Tiger. It's a 2011 song. This child did not know the song. In 2011,
you would be shocked.
That song was probably one of the biggest hits in hip hop.
Yeah.
But they didn't know that song, and
and then you realize
I didn't even know how to sing to him. I was just like, okay, it's okay. Maybe I'm not supposed to be here.
Exactly. And for me, I started to get a lot of those moments.
Yeah.
And also, like, ideally, like if I'm not enjoying the music, I'm not enjoying myself.
Yeah.
So for me, it becomes pointless as well. Like to put myself in an environment where I'm irritated, I'm not really enjoying myself, and I'm going to kill the vibe for other people. So I actually stay at home where I actually enjoy my own company,
own music.
And then when I go to the vibe that I think I enjoy myself and the demographic of people that I can definitely, there is such a thing as aging out of Debrecen.
That's a thing.
It's a real thing.
Because like
it's a
if
real
you
concept.
ask a new student who's been here for a year, they will tell you life has never been better than this.
I'm telling you.
Life has never peaked like this.
I'm telling you, and you are so over everything. So over it.
So everything, like with questions regarding Debrecen, for me, I think is very subjective.
Yeah.
It's about your personal point of view.
Yeah. But
Dude,
and
you'd
that
be
even
surprised
that
things
changes
actually
over
haven't.
time as
Yeah,
well.
you'd be surprised it hasn't. In my head, I'm like, nightlife in Debrecen has changed. But Taboo is always open. It's always been open. Things might not have actually changed, but like from my point of view, I was used to Miami. Miami closed, then Eli
Eli was the
came,
thing.
then Eli closed, then
These days
Afro
it's
Hut
like
came, Afro Hut closed. Now
my friends.
my friends,
It's like in and out.
you know,
Yeah.
so it's I think it's still a good city, honestly.
Yeah, I think for studying it's a good city. I think for
And that
just the right amount of, a little
everything.
bit, just enough to have some kind of entertainment.
Yeah.
But if you need more, you just have to go elsewhere for sure.
Man, you can hit a 2.5 hour train to Budapest on a Friday. You won't die.
You will die.
Ugh,
You will die
I'm
there.
capping, you
You
die.
you
Do you know there was a time I went to Budapest, guys? I drink alcohol like a lot. But that weekend, guys, I almost quit.
ah
I was this close to
mm-mm,
quitting. I was, yo, that hangover.
like there's been some nights, I
Yo.
remember this was like a couple of years back.
Uh,
So what we used to do, but this is Debrecen. What we
uh,
used to do is like, I think back then it's like, Bacalit is always the last place to close, right?
yeah.
So we'd hit Miami, and for me, I'm an Afrobeats. Like I
Yeah,
love to hear Afrobeats. I'm
yeah.
a piano. Like I want to dance. Like so, this is why I'm not into this electro
Because you
Like
can't
that's not
dance
my
there. It's
vibe.
just,
Exactly. And I think like Bacalit is more like the crowd is different. It's not where you hear to listen to a lot of
it's
Afrobeats or
different.
something. You hear something, some gems here and there.
Yeah,
So we'd hit Miami, then after that we'll go to
okay.
Bacalit
Yeah,
because it's the last place open.
yeah.
And then of
And they're
course until
chasing
the sun
vibes.
comes out.
It's chasing vibes.
Bruh. So we hit up Miami, it's fun, we have the Afrobeats, Miami's closing, we
Uh-huh,
go to Bacalit. But because I hate the music in Bacalit,
uh-huh.
I can only bear it.
For just a bit, just a bit.
No, you have to be over the edge. And I remember back then the way we were drinking, bruh.
It was crazy.
So they have we used to drink straw. You know straw?
Oh, I just got shivers.
Yeah.
Yo,
I
guys,
just got a cough from
guys,
straw.
guys.
Straw,
Yo,
like
the 80%,
yes.
guys.
I would wake up the next day, no voice.
Mm,
No
mm, mm,
voice.
mm.
No
And
voice.
when you drink it, you can
You can
feel it.
feel it in
You
your
can
throat, in your
feel
chest.
it. As it
Wow.
settles in your stomach, you feel it that it's arrived.
There's something. Yes.
And then bit by bit, you feel your body. You're like, something is going on.
I don't. You should never sit down if you're taking straw.
Nope,
You better be dancing,
nope.
walking, moving around. I don't know.
Something. As soon
Something.
as you get comfortable, you're out.
You're out. And
Out.
you're black out, like no memory, no nothing.
You wake up in your room. You're like,
How did I get here?
what?
How did I get here? Who am I?
And your body is fighting you. Guys,
Nah, I used to be so run down after until I was like, what am I fighting? Like, what am I actually fighting?
why
Because
are
there
we
has to be
doing
something
this?
wrong in my
Why
life
are we
for me
doing
to be
this?
doing this to my body. And surely enough, like I was going through some things.
Yeah,
But I think I didn't realize that I was taking it out with
the
the
drag.
alcohol, with the drink. But those straw
Crazy.
days, those absinthe days, those Tatra
Tetra tear.
tea.
Guys, do you know, like, there were
Mm.
days, I think, which summer was it? Summer 20, the one just after COVID when they let us out.
It
That
did.
summer when they let us out. No, before that they locked us
Because
in like
people,
dogs.
were getting stir crazy.
We were crazy. I was drinking that straw stuff, guys.
This,
And with straw, like 3 shots in the night.
straw is enough. You don't even need to
You
drink
don't
anything
need
else.
just
Ukati one,
for me
what it two, what it another.
enough.
It's enough.
If you're touching anything else, I think you just want to die.
Yes,
Just
literally.
just want to die because it's
Can you imagine me?
80%, guys.
I would be drinking like my last straw at the end of the night
And then
after
after
drinking
drinking
whiskey
all
the
of
whole
this,
night.
and mind you,
Ah,
there were pre-drinks.
ah,
Ah, guys,
ah.
nah,
Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
this alcohol journey come along.
It,
But like
Have
now,
you come or you're still going? Please.
nah, I've come a long way. I was having this chat with my flatmate. Like the way I drink, I still drink a lot, but it's not the same.
Mm.
Like I can't drink as much anymore. Like my body literally tells me that, my guy.
For me, I don't even look forward to it. Like I actually start thinking about how I might potentially feel if I just exceed a certain amount, and that feeling alone is enough to even deter me, even from just having a glass of wine. That I'll just like, nah, I'd rather not feel that way.
And now I drink more of wine now than hard liquor.
For me, I feel like my taste has changed, or let's say what my body receives better has changed. So you know how we usually, like with wine, we drink these cheap wines, you know, you just get some wine, some 500 foreign wine, those cheap wines. I get hungover even from just 2 glasses. Like my body is just no. So now my body wants expensive wine. And it's like, really? Really?
It's expensive.
Really?
Yeah, expensive wine is expensive.
So yeah, so I don't be drinking that much. And I think one thing that rule I made for myself, I'll never drink alone. Like, yeah, it's not a thing. If I have alcohol in this house or in my place, like it's to share with a friend or when I have company, but I never drink alone.
Why is that?
I don't want to become an alcoholic. I already have it in my genetics and in my background, like, and I know like it will be, I don't want it to become a coping mechanism, because if I use it to wind down, I think it's very easy for it to become that for me. So for me, I'm a strictly social drinker.
Especially if you live alone.
Strictly social drinker. I'm a strictly social drinker. So only when I have company, then I'll drink. But when I don't, so it means I'm sober most of the time because I don't have company most of the time. Most of the time.
Must be nice.
Yeah. And
must be nice.
I think after I started like going to the gym regularly, I started my fitness journey. My body can't. I don't know. I think you can attest to this. Like you drink a lot, but like when you're in that part where you're like really fit and active, your body can take as much.
Yeah.
Your body can just take it.
Right now I'm off the gym, so
your tolerance is higher.
We go every day.
Yeah, for me, like, yeah, I'm always struggling with my gym life, with my fitness. I'm always fighting with it and fighting for it. So I know like the alcohol thing,
it's not good for it.
No, it's definitely not. And I think another thing that I was really interested in, because we're having this, you posted something about it or you sent me something about it, you know, and we were talking about how we are tired of all these 50-50 conversations, you know, but the girls are complaining in the streets. What the hell are you guys doing? What the hell are you guys doing when you ask girls out? Are you expecting girls to pay? Are you expecting to pay? What is going on? It's ghetto. Guys, you should see this guy's face right now.
Spotlight. My belief is if I ask a girl out, I'm paying.
Every time.
If she offers, then why not? But like, if I'm the one who's initiating the date, why should she pay?
Because 50-50.
But you know, it's never 50-50 in a real world. 50-50 is for an ideal world. In reality, there's no such thing as 50-50.
So ideally, you would want 50-50 situation.
Who wouldn't want 50-50 situation? Is that
I think a part of us wants you guys not to want 50-50. But I guess that's ridiculous, right?
It's ridiculous. It goes away from the nature of who we are. You know how you feel nice when someone buys you flowers?
Yeah.
Babe.
Yeah.
Do you know how nice I feel when I take my girl out on a date?
Yeah, but do you see that it's different? Like you feel satisfaction from doing and we feel satisfaction from receiving.
Yes.
Which is perfect. But it feels like I think the conversation that society is trying to have is that like these things should be reciprocated. You know, like the same way it feels nice for me to receive flowers, the same way it's nice for you to receive, I don't know, something.
Yeah,
for me as well.
Earrings for me, for the girls listening. Earrings. If you buy Tino earrings, you'll be very happy.
You see.
It's simple.
There you go. So, yeah. I don't know. I think I'm a bit...
But reciprocation can come in different forms then.
Yeah.
Because like, I think for specific things like dates,
Mm-hmm.
if my girl says she wants to take me out and
Mm-hmm.
says she wants to pay,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any problem in
Mm-hmm.
letting her pay.
Mm-hmm.
But my problem now stems when, I was about to say the N word, when guys say, I want to take you out on a date,
Mm-hmm.
and I expect that girl to pay 50-50.
Yeah.
Then
But
what exactly are we doing? If you want to pay 50-50, state that in the terms and conditions.
okay, so let's say hypothetically,
Uh-huh.
I meet this guy,
Uh-huh.
right? And I I'm interested in him.
Yeah.
And then I put it out there like, oh, we should hang out.
Yeah.
So who pays? Because then I guess it's like my suggestion, right?
Uh-huh.
So it means I should pay. Or what? What would be the ideal situation? Because you're saying that if you're the one
The
who's
ideal situation,
Mm.
it would be you paying, but the reality of life is you would expect the guy to pay.
Yeah, you know, like I feel so bad about it
you
at the same
shouldn't feel
time
bad about it.
because I don't want to lie. Like I actually really appreciate it, and I find it very attractive when a guy
Okay.
actually initiates to pay for things. I'm not saying that I never pay for things. Actually, I probably have paid for things more than what I should have, to be honest.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to kind of balance it out because I realize that I don't also want to set a standard that I'm not going to enjoy.
Exactly.
Because sometimes also that's what we do as girls, like, you know, and obviously if you set the standard or this vibe that, oh, you know, you're always comfortable paying for things, like, of course, the guy is going to be like, okay, if you're cool, then
Why
that's
not?
fine. But the truth is that, like, ideally, I just want you to take it up more, I feel, or take the initiative more.
It just stems from the nature of who you are. You're a woman. Being a woman.
So why are we fighting our nature?
Let
This
me
is
tell
my
you,
problem.
you are probably the most independent girl I know. But
please don't say it out loud, guys. I'm indespoiled. I'm not
she's
independent.
independent.
Please, I depend.
She doesn't want your man.
I want
run
it.
away.
I
Run
need it.
away. If you
Give
have
it to
money
me.
for just
It's
kidding.
a lie. Please. That's a lie from the pit of hell that I grew up telling myself, no, I want your money. I'm not independent. I'm indespoiled. Spoil me. I don't know.
Dude.
Like, take your money, guys, and spray it on me. Thank you.
But in your independence, you still want to be spoiled. Because that's the nature of who you are, guys. Like,
yes.
And the nature of us as guys is providing. That's why the 50-50 chat for me doesn't sit well, because it's moving away from, it's taking away what makes me happy. What makes me happy is seeing that I've provided for my girl. And provision has levels to it.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on my income, depending on what I can afford.
Yes.
It's
I
not
think that's
like
another topic.
It's not
as well.
like me, I'm a student, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But as a student, there's still things I can afford to do for my girl. I can afford to take her to the water park, man. It's 3,500 for us.
There you go.
It's not big money. I can afford her to take her out for a dinner date.
Or
it's not like she's asking me for an iPhone 15. Just a small gesture like that.
Yeah.
Flowers, they cost 4,000 funds. Like a nice bouquet of
Wow,
flowers.
can you say that again? Hello, guys. Hello. Anybody home?
Hello, they at the back there.
Hey, yes, you over there.
Especially if you're here in Hungary, in Debrecen, as a guy trying to like genuinely impress a girl. There's another thing girls don't think about. Sometimes guys are not really genuine about it.
So my thing is like so I don't understand the concept. Like, why do you guys go for someone that you are not interested enough to even try to impress? Do you not love yourself? Like,
there
why?
are many reasons to that. Many psychological reasons to that. Sometimes the guy just wants to boost his ego. Just wants to see, do I still have it? Can I do it?
And then
could be a bit. Could be between two friends. You can't get that girl. And then I'll be like, bit. Am I interested in it? No,
not really.
I find her attractive, you know. Another thing is, a guy finding you attractive is not him being interested in you. Because me, I walk there, attractive
beautiful
women,
people everywhere. I mean, that's true. Like,
but like, it's not that I'm interested in. interest for guys is intention. Guys are very intentional human beings. So as a girl, free advice for the girls, yeah. If you're still having to ask yourself, does he really like me? Oh, I don't know what to say after that. I think you get the gist of the story.
Hey, God.
You know, sometimes when a guy actually likes you, even like nonchalant men, they make the effort. You can see that he's a nonchalant guy, but he makes some sort of effort. But if he shows absolutely no care, he's just there, just vibing.
So what does it look like for a nonchalant guy who's making effort? Because I feel like sometimes, like, I think there's a lot of communication or miscommunication that's happening because we are trying to make these set rules of what to expect, because everybody is lonely, everybody wants someone, but we all don't want to compromise, and then we want everything that we need from a person without seeing what that looks like from what kind of person, because all these things differ personality wise, someone's general natural disposition, their background, or their beliefs and things like that.
And upbringing is a real thing.
There you go.
Someone was brought up. I grew up in a house where after 27 years of marriage, my dad still calls my mom, "Hey, beautiful." In the family group, he posts pictures. "This is my beautiful wife." What? Those cute little things. But other families, they didn't grow up seeing that. So it's unfair to readily expect a guy who grew up there to do
those kind of things. Yeah.
But you can see the effort, even if it doesn't happen every week. When it happens, you can see this guy put effort, he put thought in it. But if he's not even trying at all.
But can you imagine, let's say, for example, you have a sister, right?
Yeah.
And your sister, this is her picture of what a loving man or a loving relationship is supposed to look like. A guy who calls you, "Hey, beautiful," all the time, or who's very who makes, let's say, what we would consider grand gestures, of affection or whatever. And then there's this guy who didn't grow up in that kind of environment, and these are expectations. So it's very easy for her to think that this guy must not be that invested or interested in me. And I think it's so hard. And I think for me personally, I think it took me a while to be able to accept gifts or even gestures from guys, because I just wasn't raised with those kind of expectations. Do I enjoy it? Absolutely. But it was very hard for me to receive it. Like, I would always feel so uncomfortable to receive gifts or to receive gestures, especially in material value. Because for me, I would always receive it like, "Don't try to buy me."
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? It felt like you're trying to buy me, and I can't be bought. But someone is actually making an effort to show you and to impress you, or to show you that, "Oh, I really like you, and I'm getting this for you."
Recently.
You see? So sometimes this is how some of us are wired. So if you don't see it that way, you might think that this girl's just stuck up.
Okay, but there are many ways to look at it then. So in that place we call talking stage now, these are the questions we need to be asking. People's upbringing.
Thank you.
Not
People
your
asking, "What's your favorite color?
What movie did you watch last week? Because those are the things that actually
matter.
Shape who you are dating.
Yes.
If I have let's say I'm a girl, if I have a guy who was brought up in a family where romantic gestures are not a thing, and I ask him and I figure that out, I will make a conscious decision. Do I want to stay with this guy who's not used to doing this? And if you stay, I think it's also borderline unfair expecting him to immediately catch on to your drift. Because, mind you, there are also things that you probably do that he's not used to, but he's compromising.
I mean, and even that expectation as well is something that it's a bit of pressure as well.
There was a girl I dated, and guys, I had never experienced this. She asked me, "What are your expectations?" These are hard chats we need to have before we start dating.
Because I think we end up wasting and there's this thing I call the principle of time. The moment you invest time in anything or anyone, even the worst personality ever, even a person you're just like, "You know what, I will never marry this guy." The moment you invest time, you build a bond. It doesn't matter what kind of bond it is, if it's toxic, if it's amazing, if it's what you build a bond. And the moment you build a bond, then everything gets mushy from there. So what you're spending your time investing that time in, continuously investing time in a person that you do not resonate with, and you're building a bond with them while you're not asking them the right questions and later expecting them to meet your needs. Recipe for disaster.
Thank you for saying that. And I feel I say this sometimes as a joke, but I always mean it. People don't date for the correct reasons right now. People normally date because I was lonely.
That's so true.
I just needed someone to go on dates with. But the
spend time with.
the reality of relationship, guys, it needs work.
So much work.
Like work that I don't think people are real with each other. They actually, that concept of I will meet a soulmate and you will just fall in. It's not a puzzle, guys. Life is not a puzzle.
Thank you. Thank you. There's a lot of forgiving you need to do. A lot of patience and all this. Everybody should. Anyways, I was of that thought until like growing up and listening to other people who I consider mentors and who have gone through the kind of things that maybe I potentially want to overcome as well, has really opened up my eyes to how much like my view was just like narrow-minded. It wasn't realistic of what life actually looks like, because life is very dynamic. Things are up and down. So we can have the conversation about, it's always ideal for the man to make more. But if we're being realistic in the world that we live in today, for an average household, it needs 2 incomes. And the idea that the men will always make more, let's say in a marriage that's going to be till death do us part, is ridiculous.
Thank you.
One person is going to make more at some point. So ideally, I think in a partnership, people should be geared towards what benefits the family unit.
What you're trying to
achieve together.
What you're trying to do
So
together.
If the goal is not together and you have individual goals that are not for the mutual benefit in the end, we have a problem.
Just do what celebrity do.
Nobody can come 100%, 100%. Somebody is going to, have a difficult moment in life. They're going to lose, I don't know. Okay, I think I'm thinking, the marriage kind of thing. Let me take it back to uni dating. You get what I'm saying? Like that dating that, we are all trying. I mean, with women, there's the hypergamy, and then with men, it's like, you want high value women, and whatever high value women is, low body count, I don't know, virgin, whatever, all these red pill stuff that everybody's ingesting these days, and we're all bringing that up to the table and not having the real conversations about what dating in a relationship, dating someone that is dynamic, someone that is changing, someone that is growing, someone that is going through things. They cannot show up 100%, and you can show up 100%
and
all the time.
Guys, the person I was 4 months ago is not me. You thought I was gonna say 2 years ago.
Yes.
No, 4 months ago is not me right now. Uni is a time people change.
A lot.
And now because I was far from home, I've actually discovered what I actually like. That's not influenced by my parents whatsoever. Who I really am. So let's say I started dating a girl in high school. We have both changed.
A lot.
She has changed. I have changed. And these are conversations that are needed in the relationship for it to work.
Absolutely. I think for me, speaking about this changing, I think from the time I was like 20 up until the time I was 24, I was involved with one person.
Okay.
Right, in a relationship. Of course, in a relationship, on and off, and things happen, whatever. But for me, I was very dedicated to that relationship.
Okay.
So for me, it was the thing.
It was the one.
And I think one of the things that truly happened was that we outgrew each other.
Yeah.
Right. But I think because for me, from the time that I was 20, and this is what I know. This idea that like I can outgrow this person and we just don't align in what our beliefs. Yes, we are not compatible. I think that reality could not sink at all. That I'm actually not compatible with this person. Like what I want from them, they cannot give it to me. And what they want from me, I cannot give it to them. And we're constantly trying to, I don't know, suck what we need out of the other person in the relationship for it to be happy and healthy and comfortable. And now I look back and I'm like, why were we torturing ourselves? We just were different people who had different needs, and we couldn't meet each other's needs.
You said a point that I always
That's
think
it.
about. I think there was a drunk night my home Ryan said, and I'll never forget. This is one of the drunk conversations I never forget. We were walking there in the city center, and he said a statement. He said, "Munesane anoda." So in essence, go for the person who matches the things you like.
Yes.
There's 7 billion people on this earth. Don't be trying to change people.
Or change yourself
Or
for
change
people.
yourself for people.
Yeah.
There is someone, as you are right now, there's someone who is on their knees praying for a person like you right
Oh
now.
my gosh. I think everybody needs to know that. Every girl needs to know that. Every guy needs to know that.
And for me, like, I see people staying in relationships in the fear of, I'll never love again. That is the dumbest statement I've ever heard.
Or I'll never meet a person who treat me in
Like
this way. Maybe the things that you do enjoy about the relationship.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us, we have this scarcity mentality that there isn't more out there for us. And I mean, I know it's always a gamble, but you have to have trust and faith and belief that there is more. Because I mean, if the relationship is shitty, there has to be more. There has to be more than shitty.
Because like there was this girl I was talking to. She was telling me about her first love. She's like, this guy will never find a girl who he loves more than me. I will never find a guy who treats me better. And I laughed, guys. I laughed for 5 minutes.
Because why would you tell yourself that?
What does that
boatload
even
of craziness?
Mean? You know, like a lot of people believe you'll never get love like your first love. Obviously, you'll never get it because the next person is not your first love. They're two different people, but they'll love you in a different way.
Yes.
In a way that builds you, in a way that benefits you. And that's okay.
Yeah.
As humans, we have the abundance to love.
Yes, I agree with you, because I think sometimes we hold on to all these things we hear in society so much, and we give it so much value, more value than it actually has in reality. Because I remember when I mean, the first person I would say that I fell in love with, of course, like in my head, I couldn't imagine ever feeling that feeling with someone else and all these things. But truly, truly, I think I met a person who actually really valued me, appreciated me, reciprocated the level of kindness and respect and all these things. And honestly speaking, that was like way more fulfilling than this this first love experience
the first
that
love is usually
I had.
It's usually just on like feelings level, infatuation type level.
Yeah, but
this now becomes sentimental.
When you mature, there's the work level, the work ethic of the person.
This guy
will
is
now
working.
Be like, nah, this is different. This person is actually trying to understand who I am. Yeah. It's not just this feeling that I really like this person and they also like me. And no, it's like
on some days
I like this person, they like me, but they also make an effort to understand those unlikable parts about me. They're actually making an effort to meet my needs and to understand. But also, naturally, that also comes with maturity as well.
Man.
You know, and
it's a big thing.
Finding your healing, please, because sometimes a lot of people, they're just operating in a lot of their trauma and perpetuating these crazy cycles.
I could write a book about this.
Yes,
I have,
and
I was laughing. I was laughing with my flatmate today. I was like, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm just attracted to girls who are still dealing with shit. Like,
but have you dealt with your own things?
Like,
have you dealt with your stuff? Or are you trying?
A question. It's a real
I mean, you can never be like, oh, I've dealt with my stuff now. I'm
but like,
officially ready. But
I try.
I think it needs to be a process.
In relationships, when I'm with someone, I actually don't have like triggers. I think I've dealt with all the triggers that used to trigger me when it comes to the person I'm with. So let's say it's a long distance and she tells me I'm going out. I will sleep. Well, I will sleep and dream.
I feel you on there.
But back in the day, I would be checking Instagram, the
story,
Snapchat,
everything.
I would even download Mixit that night just to make sure she's not on Mixit. You know, that crazy type of that like
insecurity.
Exactly. But now it's I trust you, man. If you let my trust down,
then
then
we'll
you
start
start
from
there.
there.
Then
Yeah.
it's borderline your fault because I've done my part. I've
Yeah.
trusted you as a partner.
I think for me, I can definitely agree with this. I think I used to like, let myself go crazy. But now
It was borderline
I realize that
craziness.
my peace of mind is my responsibility. And
Pretty
if you're
much.
doing anything that takes away from that, I'm very quick to communicate that. Because I think before I used to be like, oh, I don't want to seem like I'm too much. Or
Maybe,
you know what I
maybe
mean?
I'm bothering them,
Exactly. No, let me bother you so you know
Yeah.
that I'm a bothersome person,
Yeah.
but I will make sure that I will not be uncomfortable. My peace will not be compromised in this situation. And
And
because
mind
if my
you,
peace is compromised, I'll compromise your peace.
we're
And
not married to these people, eh? By
eh,
the way, we haven't made any oath before God,
no,
before our families.
no,
This is the time you need to pick the people who fit into
if
your life.
very
Because
carefully
when you
and
marry,
relentlessly.
the game is different. In
Mm,
marriage, the game, people nowadays be like, you just divorce. But divorce is not as simple as you just go sign papers
mm.
and you just say,
And why
it's
would I
over
marry someone like
in the hope of
with the
divorce.
idea that whatever, like, yeah.
But this is the time you need to filter off any sort of, my dad is a marriage counselor. He tells me
Mm,
like as a boy or girl,
mm,
when you look for a partner, there are principles you have. So principles are things you're not willing to deviate from,
mm,
things you can't compromise for. For
mhm,
me, it's, are you a Christian?
mhm,
I can't compromise on that.
mhm.
But things like, does she, what's a small thing? Does she leave this? Does she leave the shoes not like this,
Together.
not together?
Mhm,
Those are things that can ick me, but it's something you can compromise.
mhm,
But things like principles,
mhm.
when you're looking for partners,
They're
your personal
important.
principles,
Yes,
don't
compromise in
deviate
that.
from them
And I
because
think that
it'll
it doesn't
hurt
even
you.
matter because I feel like sometimes people feel that principles are supposed to be those things that they see other people talking about.
No,
Principles are things that are principles for
they are
you.
personal things.
So yeah, if
Personal
it's such
things.
a big deal and you're like this really OCD person and something
And
like the
like
shoes
that
not being in line or something will drive you nuts and it's a principle
for
of how
you.
you live this life, surely a partner who doesn't do that will torture you. And maybe it's something to consider as part of those core
Yeah,
principles. Like you need to be a person who puts their shoes
yeah.
together or I'm running crazy.
Because mind you, the people you're dating now are full grown adults. Imagine someone trying to teach you how to do things at your age now. You have a way of doing things. You have things that you do, like, and now someone's trying to teach me something new. Going through all of that, man.
I mean, I feel like there's some things that we do have to go because that's part of the compromise, you know? It's simply part of the compromise. I think um if you I know in our culture,
That's a good word, guys. Compromise.
cohabitating, this, cohabitating thing is not something that is in our culture.
I'm
You
for it
only,
though,
yeah.
big time.
And I know this is probably very controversial as a Christian and
Yeah,
everything, but like for me, I think there's a part of a person that you can never fully know until you live with them. Until you live with them, then you will know really, can I deal with this
who is
person?
this person? You know the
Yes.
person.
Like when they're
Yo,
frustrated, when they are tired, when they're just their habits. Because I promise you, some of the things that blow up relationships, outside of the big things like infidelity, I don't know, cheating and things,
yeah,
are some
and
of those like
small things,
compromise related things,
small things.
the day-to-day living type of things. Those are the
How
things that
how
will
does she relate to me when she
translate.
had a bad day at school?
Yes.
Does she come home and shout at me?
Yes,
Me who was not even there.
exactly.
Those type of things.
Exactly.
But cohabitation, man, if you bring it up to your parents, they'll be like,
Nah,
what far is it?
nah, it doesn't exist.
I sent you to Europe 2 days and now you're doing this.
No, no,
That
no.
is,
Wakutochaya mapoto.
but it's an important
Yeah.
thing, guys. It's an
But
important
anyways, to the young ladies out there, when we're saying no, you don't. I don't think that if you don't believe in it, I don't think you should do it, and you should definitely not be cooking and cleaning and doing all these things for a man that is not your husband, please and thank you. Yeah.
You die.
I know that it's controversial because it's like, oh, well, guys shouldn't be paying for this and this and that for girls that is not there.
That's the
You
chat.
see,
That's
there's
the chat.
always a
That's the
count.
chat. There's a loophole. There's
Yes,
a loophole in
there's
everything.
always a loophole for
There's a
everything.
loophole in everything.
But I think the main idea for both parties, for both men and women, I think that you should not over invest. I think everything comes in stages and in time. Let's try to do things in time.
Thank you.
You get what I'm saying?
That's it. I think that's it.
Yeah. Maybe that's the way we can find
in time.
In time. Let's do things in time and in stages. And I believe time will tell you everything that you need to know. So do everything in time. You don't have to go overboard with everything. And I don't think that there's anything wrong also with, expressing how you care and how you love someone. So I'm not saying, oh, if as a person, as a girl, as a guy, like how you express that you care for someone, hey, I'll cook you a meal, come, we'll eat. I think that's okay. But we're all trying to just protect ourselves from hurt or from getting taken advantage of. Like we don't even let ourselves experience love or give love anymore. Because we're just, I want to protect myself. Nobody's going to play me for a fool. I ain't cooking for anybody. But for you, like when you cook for someone, that's how you express love and care. Or when you buy someone a gift, but you're like, this girl's not going to chop my money.
Break up with me anyways.
Exactly.
But like,
but you are actually feeling that person that way, and you're feeling that. For me, I'm just like, I feel like if we try, I guess, to love more freely and more genuinely, if we're actually if as people we start to decide to be genuine in the things that we're doing, like, and to be considerate of other people. For example, if you're getting to know somebody on a date, you do it with a genuine heart. Let me get to know this person. Let me be open about this date. Let me be open about, are they a good fit for me or they're not a good fit for me? And there's no spirit of like trying to take advantage of another person. I think we'll date more healthier.
That's true.
And I feel like people are just associating dating with sex as well, which is
it's a
yeah.
It's a
but
chat
if you're actually
not ready
just
for. It's a chat people are not ready for. But like, this is as you get older, you start understanding why. First of all, God save that stuff for marriage.
Yes.
You start under a lot of heartbreak, guys. If you're being honest, a lot of heartbreak and nonsensical things we face. It's because either we're staying there for the sex, or we just rushed into sex, or
exactly. And now you feel like maybe this you have given up too much of yourself, and taking yourself out of that situation is like, I've lost out on something significant. So it's like, I would die there. Don't feel like babu. Ujikubarira mukati.
I bet you die, guys.
I will die there.
Some of these relationship problems we face, we're too young for those.
I'm telling you. Sometimes I was like, wait, why does this breakup feel like a divorce?
We're too young.
I'm too young to be feeling like this.
Yes, nothing in my name.
Yes. I think it's something I had to do. I was like, wait, why was I torturing myself for this long? Really?
Guys,
we were not married. I didn't have to actually endure this. I could have made a choice.
And like, it's the thing is, when I tell people that if you see that it's not benefiting you, leave. People think it's simple. It's probably the hardest decision you have to make. But like,
because
for me,
you never entirely think that it's completely not benefiting
exactly.
Because it's like, never black and white like that in most situations.
Because
you'll be like,
but that day though, that day she was nice to me.
Exactly. And you're like, but like, I do enjoy having someone to spend time with, and to always know that there's somebody who's like there.
Who cares for me? And
so there are benefits, but like, you
like,
weigh the pros and cons, and you're like, but you're always stressed out. You're always triggered. You guys are fighting. You're beating each other up now. You're breaking things. I don't know, whatever it is that you're doing. Now you're drinking
the violence
excessively. Violence.
People are fighting there. WWE in the house.
Thank you. Randy Orton, John Cena.
For someone you're dating. Hey, guys, I think
I don't even think there's ever a good time for that to be a thing. But even then, it's not.
Guys, a boy you're dating, he's beating you and you're staying. Oh my goodness. Oh, guys,
no, he's cheating on you. No.
My religious education teacher told me something very interesting when we were in Form 4. She said the traits you see in your partner now when you're dating, don't think they'll stop because there's a ring now.
Thank you.
Because there's a ring, they might amplify now.
Hey. And
especially when it comes to infidelity.
ah,
That one amplifies, it goes like this.
yeah, because like if the thing is that like there is no inspiration to change that.
Yeah,
Because if I say that I'm supposed to be committed to you and I break that commitment and there is no consequence, why do they need to keep that commitment all of a sudden?
exactly.
It was not necessary during the relationship. It was not necessary for the engagement.
Exactly.
There's no need for it to be necessary in the marriage.
No one is
Because why? It's still the same relationship.
Same person.
Yeah.
Same,
Yeah. So
yeah, man.
be careful. Like, I think some of the things that we tolerate, I remember,
Yeah.
I think I've bumped into this a couple of times with this Instagram or YouTube, whatever. And there was this particular guy, right? He's dating. So I think this is the child of the parents who was relating the parents' story.
Okay.
And they were like, when my parents met, and my dad was courting my mom and everything. The only thing that she said that she would not tolerate was drinking. She said drinking is a no. If you're going to be a drinker and a drunkard, I can't marry you. I can't be with you. Let's just stop now. And he was like, no, I will never drink. I'll never what.
Yeah.
And surely enough, they got married and they have kids or something like that. He came home drunk one night. Next day, he comes back from work. Kids are gone. Wife is gone. Everyone is gone. Went back to her parents' house. He goes there and the father is like, my daughter told you that this was a deal breaker for her. And she's not a destitute. So I've taken her back in my home. If you want her back, I don't know how you're going to do it because she said this is not a thing.
Exactly.
And surely enough, when the father realized that I will lose my family, I'll lose my wife, and this is not a thing that it is up for negotiation. And he was more invested in the relationship than drinking. For him, it was worth the compromise.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that.
Yeah, that's true.
So giving up some of the things that you like and everything, I think it depends on to what degree. But I think that's part of compromising for the things that we value more.
Exactly.
You give up partying so that you can study because you value your degree more than having a good time.
Exactly.
So that's part of actually relationships as well. So I don't think this idea that, I just want to be myself and do what I like, then you're not ready to be in a relationship. Yes, you're not ready to be with someone if you're not ready to give up certain things. And the truth is that if you're not ready to give up certain things, then you have to go to a place where you don't have to give up those things. But people want to have their cake and eat it too. You don't want to give up other women, but you want to be in a relationship with someone who wants an exclusive relationship.
Yes, that's a problem these days.
Go for women who don't want that.
Well, okay,
they are there.
There's a lot
They are
of
there.
them.
But you want to have your cake and eat it too. Yeah. You want to have other women, but you want a woman that is exclusive to you.
Exactly. If she does the same, you will not eat your food there. Your stomach will be grumbling. You'll be hungry. You'll be hungry and your heart is there beating. She's with another nigga. But you're doing the same.
Like, we're so damn selfish.
Crazy.
It's
but yeah, I think with relationships, we rush into them a lot of the times. Maybe we're not ready even for what actual relationships entail.
Yeah.
The work that needs to be done, the compromises, the sacrifices.
Yeah.
It's not a one-man show, man.
No, it's not. I think
it's a tough one.
I realized that I wanted a relationship. That was without dispute, but I wasn't ready for it. And I think that only came when I actually started to confront a lot of things about myself. And I was like, wow, I actually wasn't ready to be in a relationship that is healthy with someone. even though let's say I ideally wanted
I
a
want to.
relationship.
It's nice.
So
Relationships are nice, man.
yeah,
They're nice.
exactly. Like
But
who doesn't want companionship and
yeah,
feeling love and
feeling
all those
loved and
good
you
feelings and endorphins and
you
all
see your person, you smile, all of
exactly,
those things.
exactly, and
But
enjoy the
are you
dates
ready
and
for
the
the bad days though?
companionships and stuff. But relationships actually
Yo,
take
yo.
work, work, making effort.
Yeah,
Like I think
like
that's the
conscious
real
work,
test. Yes,
conscious
conscious
work.
work, because after a while, like everything's gonna be redundant.
Yeah.
So for me it will actually start taking energy and effort
Uh-huh.
when you're no longer needing to impress that person,
Uh-huh.
and that
Uh-huh.
is a natural part.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes I think for other people,
Yeah.
they feel like they're no longer in love if they no longer feel that euphoric feeling that used to push them to do, I don't know, gestures after the chase. But no, it's just time to work.
I always view love as an adjective, a doing word, more than a feeling.
Personally,
The initial
that's
feeling
my
you
school of
get,
thought as
the
well.
initial feeling you get is infatuation.
It's chemicals,
It's
literally.
chemicals doing funny things there in your body, in your head. You are feeling like I can't breathe without you. I can't, if you're not here, I'm going to die type of
Uh,
feelings, man. But after some time of dating or marriage, those feelings will that doesn't mean you don't love your person. In fact, that's when you're supposed to show them how much you love them the most.
because I think like loving someone is actually outside of feeling love for them. I mean, there is that part, but what you do
What you do,
in in the name of love, like the gestures and everything like that,
you
that
want you
is the
want
love
you want
that
their
you're
life to
doing.
be good.
Yeah.
So I know my girl wants flowers for her to feel nice. I'm going to do that. My girl wants me to be a calm, gentle guy. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
No,
And you, it's not like you're supposed to go outside yourself to just satisfy this
no.
person, but be willing to understand each other or meet halfway to compromise and things like that, and to also be understanding and forgiving,
Yeah,
understanding of the how a person is,
yeah,
like you
exactly.
said, like some people, like they, they're the for example, there are women who are not, let's say, this like feminine kind of woman that would
Yeah.
dress up and things like that and whatnot. And some men, they get that about their women. They know
Uh-huh.
that, my woman is a little bit rough around the
Yeah,
edges, and you learn to live with that and
yeah,
to appreciate them for what they are.
yeah.
But you know that, oh, she's not the type to be all dressed up all the time, but maybe once in a while
She
when you guys are
does.
going to dinner, if it's something that the man appreciates, she will do it.
So
That's the compromise part, because then she's getting outside her comfort zone. She prefers to be like, all chilled out and
sweatpants,
exactly.
chilling.
But her man really appreciates that. So every now and then she gets out of that and it goes the other
And the
way.
man should be able to also understand that
Yeah.
one time she did it, man, counts for all the time she
She
didn't
does
do it.
exactly, because really this is
Because
just
she
not who they
stepped
are.
out of the comfort
Exactly.
zone like big
Just for
time.
you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think, oh, this relationship talk, we can go forever, but surely enough, we will come back and we'll revisit.
It's a it's
We'll-
a it's a topic that's very interesting
it's
because
very broad.
I've noticed something amongst youth.
Mm.
It's always it's always a topic that comes up.
Because that's the phase of life we're in.
Even like
Companionship and
when we're like
yeah.
I see it a lot when we're drunk, guys. It always comes. We'll start talking about
Yes.
soccer, about what
And
what.
we always
But
circle back.
at the we'll even say our government is boring all of that. But at the end of
And
the day,
because you know what? As human beings, I think a core part
uh,
of what we do on planet Earth is relating.
pretty
At
much,
some level,
pretty much,
romantically, platonically, and what it's literally.
you and your professors. That's a relationship. It's a student-professor
The
relationship.
basic part of humanity
Ah,
is relating, relationships with each
yeah.
other before relationships with any other thing,
Uh-huh.
actually.
Uh-huh. That's true.
From birth, the first thing you interact with, in fact, before you're even born, you already begin a
You
relationship with another
exactly,
human being.
exactly.
So that is the core of who we are. But it's so crazy that we are trying so hard to steer away from the core of what our
Of who we
humanity
are,
naturally calls us
we
to
are
do, to relate.
the human nature.
Want to
once we
isolate
once
ourselves,
we
want to tell ourselves.
understand our human nature and just try our best to live according to it, a lot of problems we face as humanity will be solved. But
Yeah. For me, and I realized that like I need to when I stopped fighting my natural need to want to feel provided for and to want to feel protected and to let someone that I can trust,
yeah,
someone that I can depend on, fulfill that role. I realized that the reason why, you know, hyper independence in women, at least that I saw and that I grew up glorifying and seeing, was because they weren't dependable partners, and the women had to get into that role. It's not because that's the natural role of anyone to strictly depend on themselves, but circumstances called for that.
yeah,
So no, I don't need to be a hyper independent woman who doesn't need anyone to help or to support
yeah.
me. You get what I'm saying?
I get you.
Yes,
That makes sense.
in a healthy, ideal environment, I should have a partner who is helpful and who is supportive. I shouldn't have to raise kids by myself. I shouldn't have to do it all alone. But a lot of the times, women have had to do that, and this
They've
is
been
now
forced.
the women that we are growing up seeing. So naturally,
Yeah,
that's what we
thinking
see, that
that's
this is
normal.
what an ideal woman should be. She should be able to do everything by herself and everything, without the help of a supportive and healthy partner. No, it's supposed to be a partnership and a
That's
combined
interesting.
effort.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we are raising girls who think like this, right? We are also raising sons who are growing up with women like this. So either they expect women to be providers
Yeah.
because they are growing up with women who are providers. So they do not learn the essence of
Steve
being
Harvey once said something along those
yeah.
lines. Guys, the male nature is we are providers.
Yes.
That's our nature, and
Yeah, but there's nature versus nurture. Nurture plays a very big role in who you become. This is why like we are in our masculine energy. We provide and we protect because the nurturing is what's putting us in that role. You get
That's
what I'm
what's there,
saying?
yeah.
And I feel like there's advantages that it has given, I think, for males to build a nurturing aspect to them. I think that there's a new generation of men who are really present fathers, which is something that was not there in the previous generations. Fathers who actually raise their children, are emotionally available and things like that. So I think that nurturing has done a good thing in growing men who are like this. And at the same time, the opposite has happened on the female counterparts. But it's great that we are aware. We can have platforms where we talk about this and we can actually consciously like make effort to fight nurture, to fight to not so much fight nature and things like that. So I don't know. I'm a very balance oriented person, both sides
Me
oriented
too.
person.
Like
But sometimes it comes off as pick me energy. But whatever.
I like listening to both sides of the story.
Yeah.
But there's some people I intentionally don't engage in these type of story chats with.
Why?
They are. If you don't agree with me, you are.
I'm always ready to listen.
I'm always ready to listen.
I'm always ready to listen to your perspective.
I don't think my point of view is even 100% correct.
Yeah, and I think I'm ready to listen. It doesn't necessarily mean that exactly. We can agree to disagree, actually. And I can pick up what I need to pick up from the conversation, or I can see if it actually applies to who I am and my reality. I feel like there are certain things.
Guys, you'll be agreeing. If you're
Exactly.
actually listening to each other, half the time you agree.
Because we just have very different ways of seeing the same thing.
Of expressing it.
Yeah.
My expression might be different, but we agree. Then at the end, you're like, oh.
Yeah. And you realize, like, a lot of these fights that we're having, we are just trying to be heard.
Yeah.
We are just trying for our needs to be met.
Exactly.
But we are so focused on the fact that my need is not being met, so I'm not interested in meeting yours.
You just shut your ears. You don't want to
exactly.
listen.
Because now you're just focused on your need. But if you just listen, you realize that no, but I can actually meet this need.
Exactly. A lot of the needs.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, actually, I can do this effortlessly. It's not a very big compromise for me to do this. But sometimes we're just like, nah, I'm not ready to compromise anything for
Don't
anyone.
want until
You're not ready to compromise something for you to enjoy.
yeah. I don't want. Guys, have fun.
You know, I'm not ready to call this girl for 2 minutes every day to just check on how she's doing, just because I don't want to do something just because she wants me to do it. But that's what partnership
no one can
is.
tell me what to do.
Exactly, no one should tell me what to do. It's really crazy. I was listening to this couple, I think. Honestly, I read a lot of comments on YouTube because I actually see that there's a lot of discourse, and you hear different people literally on anything,
any
everything,
platform.
the comment section. And they were talking about how I lost my train of thought. Oh my gosh. Wow. It went away.
Crazy. It happens to me a lot.
Yeah, because there's just so much things like running in your head, and then
I had a moment
so many comment sections.
I just brushed it.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I just brushed it off.
I forgot actually what I wanted to say. But yeah, it was like a comment section, and they were discussing like a relationship oriented like topic, I think, and they were discussing, what were we talking about before? That road was there.
The train has left the station. It's not Amsterdam.
Gone.
So we're not talking about like compromises.
Yeah, we were talking about compromise.
Yeah, and people not wanting to listen to each other.
Yes,
like
I remembered exactly. I remembered, and I think they were. I think the video was about like a long-term marriage, whatever. And there were people in the comment section. They were just, some people are like, marriage is just an institution, this and this and that. People against marriage. Then people are like, I think one thing that I discovered as a woman in marriage, I realized that it's important for us to just shut up sometimes. And I think it's not just marriage advice, it's relationship advice. Because truly, sometimes we do talk too much, And she was like, every time he comes back from work, I just shut up. I give him 15 minutes where it doesn't mean that I don't say hi, but I just don't bring up anything.
Yeah.
Like, today I was at work and this happened. Oh, the kids, this or that. I just don't bring up anything. I just say, hey, I let him go, take off his, clothes, whatever, take a shower, whatever, put his food there. I don't engage in any deep conversation that is outside of, here's this, here's that. 15 minutes of just that silence.
And it goes a long way.
And she said that has taken us so far, because then he gets time to rearrange it. And when he's ready, he cannot talk about, at work, this was what was happening, and this and this and that. So how was your day? And this and this and that. And even me too, I was like, sometimes if I just shut up for 10 minutes,
it will help. Because like if you bombard the person immediately, many things could go wrong. He becomes defensive. He's had a bad day at work. You're already there.
The kids, this.
Let him breathe.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And she was like,
and funny thing is, the way we think as guys, we were almost like streamlined thinkers. Women have the ability to think of many things at one time.
Yeah, it's all connected too.
I come back from work and work has killed me that day. And now you're already on this, that. I haven't even processed what happened at work.
Yeah.
And I'm already coming back to this. Yeah, it's a lot to handle as a guy.
Yeah. And I also saw in another comment section where, like people who are in long-term marriages were actually talking about how like marriages work because there's a lot of compromise that you have to do. And there are certain things maybe that you may feel that they're not a big deal, but because they're big deal to your partner, and it will deeply influence the quality of the relationship, whether or not you choose to compromise, and you want this relationship, you want this partnership, then you realize that, listen, my girl, she wants me to call.
I'm going to call.
Let me just call, because then there will be peace.
We're not vague. Like
Exactly.
really, like what will
You get what I'm
lose?
saying?
What will you lose?
My girl
Honestly?
just really needs me to
What
call.
will you
It's not my
lose?
thing. I'm not just a calling person, but it seems very paramount because guess what? If this call doesn't happen, I come back home to a crazy woman.
Exactly. Think about the
And I'm not saying
consequences
that
of not drinking.
it's room for someone to act immaturely or to be irrational,
Yeah,
but you can see how much it impacts the quality of the relationship.
exactly.
To do those very small gestures that don't take out a lot from you in
Minimum
the end.
energy
Yes, that
is
2-minute call.
open
Oh,
your
hey.
phone, type her name, call.
Exactly. 2 minutes. That's the conversation we're trying to have with
Hi,
you
how are
people.
you?
It's not even a long
How's your
conversation.
day? My day was good. I just went
Yeah.
to work and everything.
Exactly.
2 minutes, you're done,
Exactly.
man.
Exactly. That.
It's not
And
all
that's it. That's
sim.
what it wants. That call during the day when she's doing whatever. Oh, so what are you doing? Oh, this is okay. I know you're busy. I just wanted to check in. That's it.
That one, that's a very
That's it.
important call, that one.
That's it. That's all we want. But I promise you, not getting that call will literally make me a monster.
Like, what's going on?
That 2 minutes,
What's going
it will
on?
make me a monster.
Like, another problem I have toward gents is, or some gents, when they're busy, they go off the radar. Like, they don't tell their
it's so
women.
nice to hear it from a guy because sometimes like we end up really, really overthinking things. And we're just like, okay, like what's this supposed to mean? Why do you guys do that? What happens? Okay.
I don't do that. So I also
I know
don't
you guys are doing,
understand
I don't know, stupid things. I don't know, playing tag with each other.
Fine,
but
on that bathroom break, let's say you're not even with the boys. Let's say you're busy with actual work.
Mhm.
Are you telling me your whole day you didn't stand up to go take a piss? That walk from the thingy to the toilet and back, you could have texted your woman, babe, today's a busy day at work,
Hope you have a good day. That's it.
I hope you have a
It
good
doesn't even need
day.
a reply
I'm
or
okay, my
convo.
day is okay. But niggas will go 2 days without talking, I was busy with work. What does that mean? Like, it's something that like baffles me. I don't get it.
And sometimes you actually realize that there are guys who are invested in their relationship, who do care about the person that they're with, that are making these mistakes, that actually communicate something completely different to the other person.
Exactly.
And they feel like this person is being clingy or overwhelming or what. But like, I feel like for the people who are invested in their relationships, I think it's important to take note of these
It's just
things
an update.
because it looks ridiculous to the other person, and it will start to drum up unnecessary insecurities in a person. Because the thing is that, like, I trust you until I no longer have to trust you.
Yeah.
So every gesture that you make either builds the trust or breaks it down.
Because now you're just silent.
Yes.
After the 2 days,
so now there's room for speculation.
The 2 days you come back and say, sorry, I was busy. And now the 2 days is gone.
Exactly.
Sorry, I was busy.
So now there's room for speculation. You can't expect me to have the same level of trust.
What's going on?
If you are presenting things that will make me start to distrust you.
That's the thing.
I don't know. It sounds very logical, but I know maybe in practicality it's not.
But for me, I think it's a very logical thing.
Yeah.
Because even if you're busy, guys, like saying, hi, babe, I'm busy, my day is okay, doesn't take 1 minute to type out. 1 minute out of a 24-hour day.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
And even when you've realized you've gotten so busy and you've gotten caught up, because it happens with humans.
You get lost in
Address it. Address it. It should never become a norm, because sometimes what happens is like, you're like, but I didn't reply. Let me just leave it. That address
that's
it.
how it starts.
That's how it starts, because now it doesn't become important for you anymore to address that you have been MIA.
Yeah.
So now being MIA is okay.
It's okay, man. I was MIA last time. She understood.
And I didn't really say anything. And then now it's 3 days. Now it's like, and it's no longer important for you to
replying how are you
security and reassurance in the relationship. Let's get it together, guys. Let's get it together. Let's enjoy actually our interactions with each other, because that's the point. Let's enjoy each other.
If every day
we are fighting over small things. Exactly. Oh, you're stressed out, you're overthinking. So when they didn't reply, when they didn't call, so when they like, it's not necessary.
Then what's the point?
If you're not invested, ski, please
get out of here.
For both parties, for both the girls and the women. If you don't want to reply to his messages and you don't like him, leave him. Let him go and find another person who's more invested.
You know?
Let's not breadcrumb each other.
Because, yeah, no.
Because that's
those are the traumas that people are dealing with. Huh?
Yeah, and they're coming to people who are trying
ready.
to work.
Exactly. You know, some people are genuinely ready for relationships. I know a couple of girls who are genuinely ready for relationships. But they meet these guys who've been through funny things with girls, and these guys are on their villain tip.
Exactly.
They're just trying to do funny things. You know, like.
But the good thing I think about people, when you've gotten to a certain amount of healing and clarity, you're very quick about your peace and your energy. You're not going to come with your unhealed nonsense and paranoia to come and disturb my peace and my life.
My peace.
Go and sort it out.
The one I'm responsible for.
Thank you. The piece that I didn't have for a while before I finally got it now, and I worked hard and I went through a lot.
And now I have it. Life is popping.
No, you are not going to come. You're not going to come with your villain energy. You go and be a villain in your own life and keep destroying it and be miserable by yourself.
Not here.
Not in my life, and not on. Yeah. We can talk forever. I think I'm actually gonna split this into two.
Okay, cool.
You've given me summer content, and I hope you guys actually enjoy these conversations. We are two people who can talk for ages. We're into a lot of like social discourse and things like that.
There's so many controversial things I'd love to talk about.
Yeah, so I'll definitely bring it on.
I like being the devil's advocate.
Me too, because I feel like it keeps the conversation going forward.
It's so fun.
And I think you can also put yourself in the on the viewpoint of the other party. Like, what could they possibly be thinking that makes this behavior rational for them? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We played two sides, you know. Devil's advocate for sure. Thank you so much, Tino, for coming to the podcast. No problem. I'm looking forward to having you back, and we can tackle more topics. Yeah. I think today was more like me picking your brain, but I know that you always have some very interesting questions to ask me, so definitely next time I'll just let you pick my brain. Don't be asking me wild things, because I know you.
Next time is my turn.
No problem. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. Make sure you follow the page. I'm gonna put Tino's details. Follow him on Instagram. You get what I'm saying? Join DEAC rugby as a girl, as a guy. It's always nice, to have these discussions and enlighten each other and learn from each other. Just know that life is but a journey. So, bon voyage. Bye.